Hey foodies, it's February, and February's all about what? Valentine's Day. Chocolates, roses, dinner out. It's what we call the expensive cliche. Aren't you tired of doing the same thing year after year? And what's worse is you spend a boatload of money and you look no different than anybody else. So why don't you stay tuned, because in this episode, we're going to introduce you to a great chef. And he's going to teach you how to set yourself up in the eyes of that special someone as really thoughtful this Valentine's Day. But remember, Valentine's Day is great, but it's not just about Valentine's Day this month. You can do this dish every single week or every other week or whenever you want after Valentine's Day too. It's all about treating that other person really well and looking like we like to say, a culinary rock star. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back, foodies. Nobody, but nobody, knows more about romance than the Italians. And lucky for you, we have Tommaso Gargiulo with us today. Tommaso is the executive chef of Peppercorn's Grill and Tavern on Park Avenue in Worcester. Tommaso, more specifically, is from Naples, Italy, and in fact is from the town of Sorrento, which overlooks the sunlit, lemon tree-lined Amalfi Coast. Tommaso, benvenuto, welcome.
Piacere.
Ehi, hai visto mai le rose così belle, no?
Rose rosse stasera ho portato per te. Adesso andiamo a cucinare, va?
Absolutely. He says, that's it, enough song, we're going to start cooking. With that in mind, how would you start una cena romantica, a romantic dinner at home?
We have something different, a warm tomato salad. That's very easy and quick.
Warm tomato salad, huh? Yeah. I love it, okay. Well,
So
how do we get going with the warm tomato salad?
I need you to slice 4 slices bread.
4 slices, okay.
And then brush with the marinated garlic and oil.
You know, they'll tell you that I don't really know how to cook, Tommaso, but I'm learning a lot. So we're going to get a plate out here.
Yep.
I have to tell you, I'm really glad you're with us today. We're just going to brush this with the olive oil, which has some minced garlic, and what else?
Italian parsley, salt and pepper.
Italian parsley, salt and pepper. And we flip it and we do both sides.
Now this you can do on the grill, but we can do on the saute pan too. It's no big,
that's like we like to say in Italy, più facile ancora, even easier.
Easier.
Okay, because some people don't have the grill at home, naturally. And this is like bruschetta.
Bruschetta, però fatta in padella, no in griglia.
Okay, so you're going to manage this.
Yep.
And io il pomodoro.
Sì,
right?
puoi cominciare a tagliare il pomodoro.
Okay, he told me to start cutting the tomato. And first I'm going to core it. Bang, done. We're going to half it. And then we're going to start cutting it. And maybe,
not troppo grande, yeah?
Yeah, you told me a little bit thinner pieces, so maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of eighths. You're going to take a half of it and cut it in eighths.
Now, questo è per 2 persone, perché il Amore dinner, the dinner of Valentine, is for 2 people. So everything we do is we make for 2 people, 2
Very
person.
good.
So you need more tomato.
So if your family comes over, tell them to hit the bricks.
That's un po' di colore al pane. This is a nice color.
This is looking good already. Yeah, I get a little brown color there. And I think the tomatoes are going to really add something nice to it. Give it a little sizzle.
The tomatoes gonna, the pulp's gonna be a little warm. It's gonna loosen up a little bit, and we wonderful with the bread.
You're going to oil the pan too, no?
A little olive oil.
Oh, it looks great. Warm tomato salad.
Now, we put the garlic. That means that 2 people have to eat this. Otherwise, gonna be trouble.
Well, If two people have garlic, one washes out the other. It doesn't even make a difference, right? You don't even notice.
Yeah.
When one has garlic, you got a little bit of a problem. Close, huh?
It's very quick. This stove is...
It's hot.
Oil.
What can I get you to color this up?
Now we need, Julienne, a little basil.
Basil, okay. You gonna chop this up, Tommaso? Chopping basil, folks, you to keep your fingers, your tips of your fingers folded in. Of course, many of you know this, but some of us foodies don't. So, to eliminate a run to the emergency room on Valentine's Day, keep the tips of your fingers curled in like Tommaso's doing. È vero, Tommaso?
Sì, sempre come cranky.
See, what's this?
This is a goat cheese. We
Goat
finished
cheese.
this very quick at the last minute. Little goat cheese. 1, 2.
The goat cheese is saporito, no? It's really flavorful,
very
isn't it?
flavor with the basil
Oh,
and
yeah.
season.
That's looking great.
Basil, fresh.
How would you describe this?
Magnifico.
Magnifico.
With all the liquor stores and all the different beers they sell, where can you find a Pilsner from Turkey?
I found it at Yankee Spirits. My country makes good beer. Not twist off.
Bentornati foodies alla cena romantica. That means welcome back foodies to the romantic dinner. We don't want to say anything about Valentine's Day because half of this month is Valentine's Day and the next half is your excuse to do something special no matter what, all the time. Right, Tommaso?
Right, very simple.
This is terrific. We have well, looks like a 1 pound choice tenderloin.
Choice tenderloin.
And we have to dress it up really nice. So I understand you want to put together a nice mustard demi-glaze with cognac.
With brandy or cognac.
Brandy or cognac, your choice, right?
Right, your choice.
Terrific.
I prefer brandy because I like to drink the cognac.
Okay. Okay, bravo, bravo. Very good. Well, you know, if we want to get underway with this, we've seen the salad, the warm tomato salad, which is terrific. Now we got to get into the entree. How do we start with this? Do we just sear it in the pan?
Yeah, we're going to season. First, we're going to put a little olive oil.
Got to have a nice hot pan. Olive oil is good for this, of course.
Yep. And then we're going to season it. Salt.
It looks like a nice, like a sea salt or a kosher salt or
It's
something.
kosher salt. We use kosher salt.
Kosher salt, you can see.
Has a lot, much better flavor too.
And those are pepper.
Cracked black pepper.
Cracked black pepper. They look like peppercorns. They look almost full,
Yeah.
which makes you
And
feel
then-
nice and warm and fuzzy because that's where you're
Then
executive chef.
I add a little my favorite herbs.
Which is?
It's a little thyme, fresh rosemary,
Rosamaria.
sage, nice and seasoned. The pan very hot. Ecco qua, beautiful.
Musica.
You want to give them a color both sides, all around.
Right. It sears pretty fast.
If the pan is hot, then you have it's very easy, but you need more color.
You need a little bit more color, that's right. Foodies, remember, be sure to go to foodiestv.net just to get a full list of ingredients and the actual preparation method for all of this wonderful cena romantica that we're making for February. Looks like it's almost
As
ready.
I say, you always make your choice what kind of herbs you like.
Yeah.
What kind of, maybe you don't like brandy and cognac, you just want red wine or port.
So you could make a sauce for this
Right.
with anything you like. Any liquor or?
Right, red wine and mustard go perfect.
This looks like it's ready to go in the oven pretty soon.
Yeah.
I love it. It's nice and red in the middle. This is how I would eat it myself. And I know a lot of people say, you tell me as a chef, if in fact a piece of meat like this, a wonderful piece of meat like this is better and tastes better, medium rare.
Medium rare.
Right. You know, a lot of people, including my wife, they like to cook meat well done. I think
You're wasting money.
il sapore se ne va.
Oh,
Right? The flavor goes away.
non c'è più niente.
Non c'è più niente. There's nothing left.
Nothing left.
You hear that? I'm talking to my wife now.
Okay, adesso we're gonna take the tenderloin and put in another pan because I'm going to the oven and make the sauce in that one.
I always like to be right, Tommaso.
You always want to be right?
I always want to be right. But most of the time I'm wrong. Even when I want to be right, that's wrong too.
No,
right?
I'm never perfect. I try to be perfect.
Now, what do we do about this demi-glaze? How do we get it started? I see the mustard's ready.
Okay, now we're going to deglaze the pan hot with little brandy.
Little brandy, that's for you.
But remember, you have to, when you do brandy, you have to flambe the alcohol. So when you do home, be careful. Don't be next to the curtain, don't be next to anything. Be careful, a little bit.
Quando lo fai, fa sicuro che...
Et voila!
Don't try this at home, folks. Strictly for experts and for people without eyebrows.
Now we're going to put a little shallot. Tablespoon of butter.
You want 1 spoon of this?
Not yet. You have to saute the shallot a little bit. Translucent. Now you give me a couple little that beef and reduction. Beef stock. Al propos. Meantime, we're getting started to the vegetable.
Looking good.
Okay.
Looking good.
Assaggiala. Assaggia. Taste it. What do we need?
He's got enough salt in there and everything. Maybe pepper? No.
Put your taste.
Io metterei un po' di pepe. I would put a little bit of pepper. Just a little.
But remember, we have to put the mustard. We don't put the mustard
We
yet.
have to put mustard in. I was saying I could put a little bit of pepper in there because I like just a wee bit of spice more. And you can make it al gusto tuo. That means to your taste,
right?
How you like it. That's the one thing about being a foodie is such a lot of opportunity to play and fool around, see what the food is like and how it tastes with this or that or something different. And spices and herbs make all the difference in the world. So literally, you could make your own dish with your own signature taste. Huh? Or someday, you can get on a show and have a chef make it for you. Better still.
But remember, it's always the answer. If you don't want to cook, peppercorn as a motor dinner for 2.
You can't beat that. If, foodies, this is still not easy enough for you, and you do want to get something out, you can get this very meal in a big bag, ready to go at Peppercorn's Grill and Tavern on Park Avenue in Worcester. This guy can make you this wonderful cena romantica for you to pick up and bring home. Simple, less expensive than going out to eat. Of course, you don't have to leave a tip, right? And you can choose your own wine, which we're going to show you in a little while to take home with you. Lewis and Martini Cabernet would be fantastic with this. Nice, big, heavy, rich Napa Valley Cab with a little bit of subtle oak flavor. You can't beat it. It all goes so well together, and it lets you stay home and relax in these days. There's no place like home.
We have the whole package, from appetizer, salad, and 3 main course. They choose 2, and dessert.
That's great. You can't beat it. It's all inclusive. Now what do we need?
We do little vegetable. Can you warm up with the potato for me?
Absolutely. Let's get things going. While I disappear.
Now I'm do some sauté broccolini, but to give a little color, I put a little red pepper julienne.
Red pepper julienne. Basically, it's a sliced up red pepper
Yeah,
in a pan
the
with some
tin.
butter.
But we have already garlic and the tomato, and so we stay away from the garlic in this one.
And you need starch. So as we're speaking, we're heating up some already mashed potatoes, and it looks like you had a little bit of red bliss potato mashed in there as well, right?
All rest we all make it with the whole potato, red bliss.
Great. And we're going to infuse that with some blue cheese, just to add tang and flavor.
Gorgonzola, if you like a good cheese, you can use a good cheese any.
Let's see. Yeah, beautiful, nice and hot.
I'm going to tell Tom Olivier that you're ready to become a sous chef with me.
Yeah, I'd love
There you
to.
go. Mix it up.
I'd love to become a sous chef, Tommaso, and work with you at Peppercorns. It's a lot of fun.
Maybe I can spend more time in Italy.
Yeah. Well, you know something? If I was from Sorrento, which is like the lemon capital of the world, on the Amalfi Coast, La Costiera Amalfitana, you can't beat that place.
That's where I start to cook, my uncle's hotel
Your uncle's hotel?
in Positano.
In Positano. Listen, who hasn't gone to the Mediterranean Sea in Italy? Who hasn't been to the Amalfi Coast? Whoever has been to the Amalfi Coast knows Positano, knows Sorrento, knows Capri, which is that big, beautiful island.
Rosolomi, Torno Sorrento, coming back to Sorrento.
That's right. O sole mio. Torna a Sorrento.
This is done. Now we have tenderloin that is almost done.
Tenderloin's coming right out of the oven. Right out of the oven. Remember, folks, this is a
Hey, man,
tenderloin
but
for two.
The drop of the tenderloin is perfect to add to the sauce. Don't throw it away.
Don't throw away the juice from the pan, from the tenderloin. Add it right into the demi-glaze.
We don't
Accents
throw away
the flavor.
anything. Now,
That's
it will
terrific.
cook.
Medium rare.
You can cut to your taste. I'm slicing, but you can cut in half.
I think it's safer to cut it in half, Tommaso, because then you don't fight over the pieces. You don't want to ruin a Valentine's Day by fighting over 4 or 5 pieces
No,
of
but
tenderloin. She'll have her half and you have yours.
Pounds of tenderloin is enough for 2 people. Now remember, this plate is for 2 people, and you love a bird, they have to eat from the same plate, otherwise, right, Domenico, no?
The lovebirds have to eat from the same plate. Yes, you do. You do. You're not going to split 2 plates. You can do that in a restaurant. You can do that when you go to lunch with a friend of yours.
You'd be too far away if you split in 2
your
plates.
husband, your wife,
You want the clothes.
you need to eat from the same plate.
No,
That's
mashed
what it's all
potato.
about.
That's the way I do it.
That's the way si fanno in Italia. Due persone divengono uno, no?
See?
2 people become 1. You eat like 1, and you're married.
Oh, this sauce smells delicious, huh?
It does, even from here. Hopefully someday somebody will come up with the technology to transfer a smell through the TV, huh? How about that? Wouldn't that be nice?
Smell TV, eh?
And then you wouldn't have the excuse to do it in person then, right?
Et voila!
That's sensational. The only thing I can think of that would round that out nicely is a qualcosa dolce, a dessert, no?
We have it coming up.
We do. Actually, we have 2 beautiful wines. We have a very special guest and from E&J Gallo, and he's going to show us a Chardonnay that goes wonderful with our warm tomato salad and a terrific California Cabernet from Napa Valley that goes magnificently with this tenderloin we just made, and actually doubles pretty nicely with a wonderful chocolate dessert that you're making, right? Be right back. Stay with us.
Hi, Henry Camarsi here from Camarsi Masonry Supply, your home for hardscapes. With retail stores in Worcester and Charlton, we display everything from pizza oven and granite benches to natural stone and drivable grass. Our hours are 7 to 4, Monday through Friday, and check us out on the web at Kamasi.com, where you'll find coupons for our newest products that will help save you money on your next home project.
Life is full of detours and roadblocks. Sometimes we need those speed bumps to determine our life's purpose. The best way to cope with change is to create it for yourself. Are you prepared to seize the opportunities? I'm Tom Ingracia. My seminars, workshops, and individual coaching help you develop a roadmap to live into your dreams with vision, courage, determination, and passion. Full speed ahead, speed bumps and all.
Hey foodies, welcome back. If you notice, we've got some great wines out here because what's more important, even than food sometimes, is wine. I'm a wine guy and I'll tell you, you need to have a great wine with great food. And since you're going to be home for Valentine's Day, and since you're going to be home every week after that making this great dish for the person that you love, you need to have a great wine with it. And here to join us to tell us all about these fantastic wines is Joe Benny from E&J Gallo Winery, and he is the Northeast United States restaurant wine specialist. Nobody knows more about fine wines and how they go with food than Joe. So Joe, thanks very much for joining us.
Dominic, thank you, and thanks for that introduction because I feel like I have to live up to those expectations. And we have two great wines. I think that we have two great foods here, and I've been watching you and Tommaso cook these for the last 20 minutes, and I think I can do this at home.
That's the whole point about
Foodies. The only
Foodies.
difference is that I'm going to be drinking while I do it, and we have two wines for these guys to drink at home.
Well, that's part of our goal, is to get people onto wines as they get onto food.
Great. This first wine that we have is the William Hill Napa Valley Chardonnay, and it's going to be paired with the warm tomato salad. Now, we picked this wine for two reasons. That tomato has a really high acidity to it, and that goat cheese has some really nice creaminess to it, which is exactly the two flavor profiles and characteristics of this Chardonnay. It's got some nice oak and rich creaminess, and it has some nice acidity from the carneros fruit that we're getting out of it.
Bright acidity in the skin, get a lot of tropical fruit flavor. This is great. Now, a lot of people love Chardonnay for a couple of reasons. They love the creaminess, the custardy quality, the oakiness. It's a little bit spicy, and some people don't like Chardonnay because it's got a little oak too. So,
absolutely.
Tell us about the oakiness of this wine.
This wine is really well balanced because it's only seen about 4 months in oak. So really, really trying to balance that acidity with that things that people do like and that stuff that some people think wine is too much of.
I think this is terrific. The fruit is strong and the oakiness is subtle.
Great.
It's just great. And then fast forward onto our beef tenderloin.
Absolutely. We did the classic pairing. We did tenderloin and we did California Cabernet. This one's from Lewis and Martini, Sonoma County, and these vines were planted in 1933.
That's old vine.
Absolutely.
That's real old vine.
Yes, it is.
And you know, there's some integrity about that too. I mean, these grapes are pretty, I think the winemaker is probably pretty happy that he can count on the same type of yield every year.
You got that right. And they're really used to it. And this is a third-generation winemaker in Michael Martini. So we're really excited about these wines and this pairing in particular.
Big fruit, a lot of black cherry fruit, a lot of lingering currant flavor.
Really ripe.
Soft spiciness, soft tannin.
Absolutely.
And you can get these wines at Peppercorns too.
Yeah.
As you know, Tommaso's the executive chef there.
Yeah, we've been working with them for a while now, and these wines are both available for $20 a bottle.
$20, you can't do any better.
You can't.
What do you do with $20? If you don't love the wine, you go on to another wine. If you love the wine, you stay with it. And my impression of these wines is I'd probably get 2 bottles of each and just the buck would stop right there.
I think 2 is great for 2, especially with this dinner for 2 that you've been working on today.
Hey, how would somebody find out a little bit more about E&J Gallo wines?
ENJGallo.com. Pretty simple. Our portfolio is pretty wide. It also has there on that site a wine finder, and you can find these in your local wine shops.
Oh, great. You know, food and wine, these are great because you're going to be buying them in a store after you have them at Peppercorns to go home and pair them up with this food that you made for that significant other. Joe, thanks very much for joining us on Foodies.
My pleasure, thank you.
I'll see you in the restaurant, I'm sure.
Yes, you will.
We'll be right back. We're going to talk a little bit back with Tommaso when he comes back about the chocolate brioche pudding. Stay with us.
With all the liquor stores and all the different wines they sell, where can you find a Pinot Noir from Romania?
I found it at Yankee Spirits. Dos Vidania Spirits. Nice name.
Welcome back, foodies. The chocolate brioche pudding is right here, but it's not quite all together yet. We're going to put it together right now with Tommaso. Hey, Tommaso, what's the first thing we need to do to get the brioche pudding?
We got a double boil. I need a
Double boil with water underneath, of course.
1/4 butter.
Okay, that's my job. 1 1/4 sticks of butter. And you got to bring that to a melt, right?
Yeah.
And then we need about a 1.5 cups of sugar.
A cup and a half of sugar.
Okay. I'm going to whisk that in. Where would we be without heavy cream, huh? This is 3.5 cups of heavy cream.
Correct.
This is very rich.
We just needed to warm everything to melt the chocolate.
Oh yeah, but you know what? For la cena romantica, for the romantic dinner,
Now with the eggs a little bit.
you got to have something rich, something decadent. Especially if you're a foodie aspiring to be a chef. Okay, eggs.
Add it in.
And folks, don't forget online at foodiestv.net, you have everything you need to put this great dinner together. We need some vanilla extract.
Vanilla extract.
Use a nice Madagascar vanilla, don't cheap out. And of course some cannella in Italian, it's actually cinnamon.
Cannella. Touch cocoa powder.
This is the semi-sweet.
And then semi-sweet chocolate shredded.
And here's the cocoa powder. This is terrific. We're on our way. And I have to tell you, Chef, that's looking really, really good. And when this is all melted,
Okay, just a little chocolate.
it needs
melt a little bit.
to thicken a little bit.
No,
No? So all we have to do is we have to get this into
Need
a buttered pan
the chocolate.
with the broken up brioche, right?
Correct.
And this is what it looks like. Nice and buttered.
Yes, Domenico,
Tommaso.
and a little brioche.
That's right. You see, it's all cubed. And what we're going to do is just
The chocolate is all melt.
cut the brioche again and cube it a little bit more. That's all. This way, everything is nice.
Yeah.
We put it all spread out.
It's all together is a 5 brioche.
And
Now we pour the chocolates over.
it's steaming warm. And of course, it si bagna il pane. It soaks the bread with the flavor of the chocolate.
You have to make sure that the bread is covered and give it time 10-15 minutes to soak, to absorb the chocolate.
And of course, exactly. And you don't have to be too delicate with this.
You have to press.
You can press on the bread. It's all gonna congeal. It's all gonna come together
Yeah.
and blend in. And ultimately, it looks like a nice brownie, a warm brownie coming out of the oven, right? Speaking of which, you're gonna take that in the oven.
I put it in a double pan.
A double pan in the oven also, because we want to make sure that that stays moist all the time.
Cover with saran wrap and aluminum foil.
And actually, this is what it looks like, Tommaso.
We're going to garnish this with a little sweet whipped cream because you got a lot of sugar. Strawberry sauce or raspberry sauce if you like. And Dominic going to make a nice strawberry garnish.
Folks, a little secret. We're just going to go up a wee bit. That looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, you know what? This is our dessert. This is the warm tomato salad.
And this the dinner. Et voila.
That's a very geometric
Buon appetito.
cena romantica, a very geometric Valentine's Day dinner or for any occasion. Tommaso, ti ringrazio. I thank you very
È
much.
stato un piacere.
And Foodies, will see you next time. Thank you. Have a great February. Stay tuned in March.